And of course, we're grateful that you stayed there to be part of the show. This is your show, and we always start with the big one. Now let's start from here. A worker of the Tema Oil Refinery, Senanu Asibid Akpade, is currently in the custody of the Bureau of National Investigations, BNI, for possessing a gun in waiting for President Mahama. Now we're told that Akpade, who worked with the Environmental Department of TOR, is a known supporter of the governing National Democratic Congress and touted himself as such, was among staff and management of the refinery who were waiting for the president. Now, according to the information we have, President Mahama was at the refinery on Monday, May 9, with the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Christopher Raleigh, to assess the company's performance since it resumed full operation in February this year. Ahead of the president's arrival, however, national security officers who had gone ahead of the presidential convoy arrested the man after realizing that his behavior was suspicious. We were told when he was arrested, a gun he was trying to conceal was found on him. Another worker at the company who spoke to TV3network.com on condition of anonymity said, before the president arrived yesterday, one of the known NDC guys in the office had been arrested having a gun on him. He went on to say national security officers around suspected his behavior and quickly apprehended him and took their gun away from him. Sources say the action took place around the frontage of the old administration block, precisely around where the managing director parks his car. He had a gun on him before coming to work that day. Apparently, he has been bringing the gun to work for some time. His intentions are unknown, but President Mahama has been a target of such incidents, which Charles Entry, we're told, aimed at him at his church. It took the vigilance of a church member who suspected Charles Entry's behavior and alerted the security officers, leading to his arrest. Grateful. Now, we'll talk more about that. It's a developing story, but let's move on. Now, scores of people have been reported injured, with one dead in renewed clashes between the Tamang and the Bawuk people in the Mpurugu Yoyo district of the northern region. The attack, launched about an hour ago, is seen as a reprisal attack from the Tamang clan in Sayugu community on the Bawuk clan of the Samblugu community, both clans of the Bimoba tribe. It can be recalled that on Sunday, April 22, 2016, the Samblugu community launched an attack on the Sayugu community that led to the death of 25-year-old Daniel Single, a brother of the chief of Sayugu, Single Bibo Park, and burned down the whole Sayugu community. Now, residents of Sayugu, however, vowed to retaliate the ordeal by the Samblugu community, hence were told today's attack. We're told that, of course, some death has been recorded, and we'll find out exactly what is actually happening there. Let's speak to our correspondent there, Zubeda Ismail, has just joined me on the phone line. Zubeda, grateful for your time tonight. Now, it's just gone past 10 p.m. What can you tell us of the situation in these two communities that had clashes earlier in the day?
What I can say is that after...
we have difficulty getting through to our correspondent there. Zubeda Ismail is around there, and we'll try and get to her. She's been monitoring the situation in those communities, and we're told some injured, others were told have been taken to health facilities around there. Let's check if the line is better now. Zubeda, can you hear me now? All right. We'll tell you more on that later on. And also we'll try and hard to get to the Northern Regional Police PRO, Ebenezer Tete, ASP Ebenezer Tete, to speak to us. Let me once again go there and check if Zubeida is back on the phone line. Zubeida, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you, right.
Okay, grateful. Now, speak to me. Early in the day, you reported of these clashes. It's just gone past 10 p.m. What is the situation in these communities as of now?
What I can say in these communities is that currently, as for Saigu community, since 22nd of April, there have not been anybody there. But then, so the surprise thing is that after the whole community was burnt down, everybody vacated the area. So one is trying to identify or understand how they were able to come together and also launch an attack on Sambligu earlier today. But I think the Sambligu community were also prepared. They knew definitely that their neighbors would launch an attack on them, so they were very much prepared today. And that is how come the Saigu people could not burn down houses in Sambligu, but rather exchange gunshots with them. That led to the death of one Ghanaian once again, and then some 5 people are currently at the Nalerigu hospital with gunshot wound that is actually severe, and they are going responding to treatment according to the doctor at the Nalerigu hospital.
I wanted to find out early on what is the situation there at the moment, if you have that information.
Yeah, currently police, that is the Nakpanduri police and the Bunkuru police have been put together, and they are at the scene. They have been there since 1 p.m. and I can say that it's for their swift intervention that we did not hear much from that community today. So the police is stationed there, and I want to believe, according to the police here, the PRO, they are going to be there until they realize that calm has actually returned to the area.
And are you suggesting that as of now we cannot talk about peace in these two communities? At least some tension calmed down by security officers?
Yeah, tension has calmed. I mean, has calmed down. And then, like I said, these are two communities that share boundaries. And then the Saigu community, they are not even living there because their houses were burnt down, and so they came to Sambligu today, launched the attack, and then they went back. And so even if the police is going to stay in the Saigu community, they are basically just going to guide an empty land because there's nobody there. And so their attention currently is on Sambligu, which is a bit intact because no burning has gone on there. And so they are actually trying to protect the Sambligu community so that the reprisal attack that started today wouldn't escalate into burning of houses. At least this is the first time we are hearing that there have been a confusion there and houses have not been burnt. Though people have sustained injuries and somebody has been reported dead. But so far, we don't have any houses burnt. So we can say that for now, we don't have people displaced. They are still at their homes and the police is taking care of the situation.
I'm grateful. Zubeida Ismaila is our correspondent in the northern region. We'll try hard and speak to the police command in the northern region and see how effectively they are dealing with this. But let's move on, and when we get the northern region police command, we'll talk to them. Dry dock workers at the Tema shipyard are calling for the immediate removal of their chief executive officer, Ahmed Ali Tunde. The workers allege the chief executive officer has mismanaged the company's resources, leading to its collapse. I'll tell you more about that story, but let me go back and speak to the Northern Regional Police Public Relations Officer, ASP Ebenezer Tete. He just joined me on the phone line. ASP, grateful for your time tonight.
Thank you very much.
So, confirm for us, these two communities, what is the situation there at the moment?
As we speak now, we have deployed our men who are on peacekeeping operation at Nankpanduri. The two communities are closer to Nankpanduri, so the men who are stationed at Nankpanduri on peacekeeping operation have been directed to go to the two towns to help maintain law and order in the area. So as we speak now, the place is calm.
I see. And how is the police ensuring that this calmness you're talking about is sustained beyond tomorrow, the next day, and perhaps the third day?
They are going to do that by ensuring that anybody who attempts to disturb the peace of the area is quickly arrested. From all indications, this appears to be a reprisal attack by one of the towns that felt that they were at the other side of the clashes. I mean, they felt that they were a bit disadvantaged, and they planned this attack today, and that has resulted in the death of one person, and others are also suffering gunshot wounds.
I see. Was the police command surprised by these attacks? We've heard about the two communities at each other's throat. Was the command surprised at these attacks?
We have been on the ground for some time, and because we are also on a mission in Nankpanduri, we deploy men to oversee that area as well, whilst we also take care of Nankpanduri, because Nankpanduri is still, the problem in Nankpanduri is not totally solved as we speak now. There's calm in Nankpanduri, all right, but we still maintain some presence there, whilst we also deploy some men to cater for these two communities, because there were clashes between these two communities about 2 weeks ago that resulted in the death of one person and some houses burned. So we are aware that some of these things were on the way, and our men have been on the ground. As indicated by Zubeda, the presence of the men on the ground was what affected a bloodbath. So we are doing everything that we can to ensure that we maintain our presence on the ground and ensure that the situation does not escalate.
I'm grateful. ASP Ebenezer Tete is a Northern Regional Police Public Relations Officer. They're talking to me about conflict in the two communities. The police are on top of the issues. That's a developing story. We'll tell you more about that, but let's move on. Now, dry dock workers at the Tema shipyard are calling for the immediate removal of their Chief Executive Officer, Ahmed Ali Tunde. Now, the workers allege the Chief Executive Officer has mismanaged the company's resources, leading to its collapse.
According to the workers, the current administration, since taking over 3 years ago, has been involved in misappropriation of funds meant to improve working condition of the workers. As a result, salary increments have not been forthcoming. The workers, in a bid to register their concerns to government, presented a petition to the presidency to demand the immediate removal of the CEO. This, however, did not go down well with the management, leading to the termination of appointment of 2 of their senior workers. The aggrieved workers have registered their concerns to the Ministry of Transport, Fifi Kwete, who is yet to react. Meanwhile, the Chief Executive Officer of the shipyard is also yet to speak to the issue.
And of course, another development story, we'll tell you more about that later on. But let's speak to the chairman or the vice chairman of the local union, Patrick Atiki. He has joined me on the phone lines. Patrick, grateful for your time tonight. So, you're accusing your chief executive officer, and what is the basis of these accusations?
Yeah, thank you very much, Bright. You know, since Mr. HRT Ali Tunde was brought into the yard and was introduced to us, we saw him as a young and energetic man that we all believe that he's coming to change the fortune of the shipyard. For the 28 months that he has been with us, we have not seen any change and improvement in workers. So we decided that we don't want him. The president should take him off and bring someone to take over the shipyard. Thank you.
So all you think is that he's unable to do the job? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what we are saying. Let me give you an example. Last year, for one, in 9th November, an agreement, salary review was agreed on at the Ministry of Transport. with himself, the chief director, the board chairman, and MDU general secretary. They agreed that a meeting agreed and management committed itself to review salary of employees upward by 17.5 when finance of the company improves. And two, the meeting also agreed for the payment of bonus, but payment will be dependent on the company's improved performance. This was agreed in November 9, 2015. For 6 months now, it could not be implemented.
I see.
What is happening? Let me see. Is it deliberate not to pay it, or is incompetence, or is wickedness?
Okay.
That's what we're asking.
Okay, Patrick. So you said earlier, one of the issues you raised was that the bonus would be paid if the company's fortunes improved. Are you suggesting that from where you sit, you can say that the company's fortunes have improved?
If it has not been improved, what is making us be improved? There has been vessels before he comes. The work has been coming continuously.
All right.
But in his term, we hardly get vessels because of the policy he implemented by 100% down payment before you come in. Before, 10% will be paid. And before you come in as a commitment fee. When you come in, you pay 50%. When you finish, then you have to pay the remaining balance before you go.
Africa.
100% that payment, has scared customers, and all vessels are moving to neighboring countries. Even fishing vessels around us cannot even call on us.
All right. Patrick, I'm grateful for your time. We're trying hard to reach the CEO, but he is unavailable for comment on this one. The union asking for his head.